everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Glynny. Make sure to check me out on Instagram, subscribe, like and comment. So we're back. Look at this. Look, it looks fake. I can tell it looks fake, but we are here in Amsterdam. We've been here like a month today. I just cannot believe how quick it's gone. But as always, I want to help you guys if anyone's thinking of moving, you know, about the necessities that you need to do, and this is our life in Amsterdam. So today we are talking about bank accounts. Yay, we all need a bank account. So as you know, I recently secured a job and I needed a bank account. As you would need a bank account, you need a bank account to get health insurance, you need a bank account to get paid. You need a bank account for a lot of things. You need to pay your rent, you need a bank account. So today we are talking about bank accounts, how long it took us to get a bank account, which bank we went with and why, and just some of the processes that you may need to be aware of. So timing was a huge thing, and we will go into that in more detail, but take this background in and then we'll talk more about banks. So everybody, the first thing that you really need to think about and really need to consider is actually, what do you want from a bank? Do you want local branches around you? Do you want internet banking? Do you want a mortgage with this bank? Do you want a savings account? Do you want a joint account? This is things that you need to research personally for you, because you do have purely just online accounts. Also, one really big thing is if you don't speak Dutch, you need a bank account that's going to give you everything in English. So, bearing all those things in mind, we went with ABN. ABN. That's who we went with. Mainly because they do things in English and Dutch, so even though we can speak a little bit of Dutch, ik spreek een beetje Nederlands, we can't read everything in Dutch. So that was one of the positives. We could have a joint account with them. So that was one of the things. And we did look at another bank as well, ING, but when we were walking around the centre of Amsterdam, we didn't really see any local branches, whereas ABN seemed to be quite dotted around. So research what you want from a bank and then take it from there. So everybody, what do you need to open a bank account? From a physical bank. When I say physical bank, I actually mean physical bank, because you do have online bank accounts like Bung, and with them, you didn't actually need a BSN to open an account. So scrap that. What do you need to open from a physical bank? So you need your BSN. Now you can't just give them a BSN number. You do have to have your BSN on like some official paperwork. So we used our BSN from our gemeente confirmation. You need your ID, we used the passport. And you will also need proof of your address. Now what we did, we opened a bank account, we opened a joint bank account. Now we had to actually pay for our bank account, and I think it's more for the rental of the cards, but we pay around €3 a month for our bank account for our cards. If you only open a single account, you pay about $160. So bear that in mind when you are opening a bank account. Now, we went online and we filled in our details. We have to fill in our address, you have to use your passport number, and you'll also need to put in your BSN number. When you fill this in online, the normal procedure is that you will get an email from the bank inviting you to make an appointment to go in after about 5 working days. But during COVID, it's a bit of an odd one. We actually got an email saying that a third-party company would be contacting us to actually check our ID. So it's a bit odd, but we did have this third party come out during COVID when they're saying that, you know, the rise is due to people socialising in houses. So when this third party company came out, they actually took physical photos of our ID and our BSN. And then what happened is then we got an email saying that our documents were validated, and normally within 5 working days you'll get your card reader to set up your online banking, make transfers, things like that. You'll get your PIN, you'll get your physical cards, and you'll get your activation code to activate the cards. But did that happen? Let's find out somewhere else. So, did anything happen? No, it didn't. Nothing happened. That was it. So we waited 5 days, as we were told in the correspondence, from our identity checks, and nothing had arrived. So what did I do? I rang customer services, and do you know what? They were really good, they were really helpful. They spoke in English, which was one of the reasons why I went with them. And what we'd been advised was that our details had literally just been on the system. So this identity check that we'd done, all passed, all fine, and we'd just got our details on the system. But that wasn't it. We were then told it would be 10 more working days before all the details were processed, and then a further 5 working days to get your card, to get your activation, to get your PIN. Now I explained to the lady that I'd just started a job and I was waiting to be paid from this job, that I needed my bank set up. We needed health insurance as well. We couldn't get health insurance without this bank. So I explained this all to the lady, I explained the remove. She was really nice, and she said, okay, what I'll do, go into the bank and do it yourself. And I was like, oh, we can do that. I was like, why didn't someone say that? Obviously they didn't say that because they don't want all these new people rushing to the bank. But so the next day we went to the bank. We waited about 10 minutes to get an appointment, absolutely fine, got saw there and then. The only thing was we had to give our BSN again, we had to give our passport, and we had to show proof of address. We had to show everything again that we're doing. So this was the third time that we'd had to give these details. But the guy set us up, and we were there probably a good half an hour, 40 minutes. But what he actually did, he set us up as separate account holders. So we had 2 separate single accounts for me and Mikey, and then what they had to do, they had to merge them. They had to merge them into one. So it was a bit of a while doing that, but to be fair, the guy that was there, he was really nice, he was really friendly, he was asking us questions about the move. So it was overall a nice experience with this guy, and he did everything for us. He also spoke to us about liability insurance, which is something that's really important, which can come in a separate video, but he spoke to us about it, and it was like fate, because the night before, Mikey had been saying, we need to get liability insurance. So we got that as well, we got everything set up, he did everything there and then, but we still had to wait 5 days for everything to come. So we went in on the Saturday, this was all done on the Saturday. As I mentioned, we still had to wait, but by the Tuesday, we got our first piece of correspondence from the bank, and then on the Wednesday, we got another piece. Then we got our cards, then we got this, then we got activation. So it was like a little train of events. Every day we got an activation, we got a pin, we got a card, we got a card machine, and by the Friday, we had everything to set up a bank. I was so excited, even when on my Instagram story, to say, look, I'm using my card for the first time. But we got everything. And then what we did, we had to ring this number, put in an activation code, put in our card details, boom, we were set up. And then we could set up the app. So I will talk about the app in another beautiful location. So then guys, so the final thing really that I'm going to talk about is the app. So it's pretty standard, pretty much like any banking app. If you've got a banking app, you can apply for further products like credit cards, savings accounts. You can freeze the card, so if you lose the card or you've got loads of money on there and you don't want it active, you can freeze it. You can also set up, obviously your direct debits, your pays, things like that. And one really, really cool thing as well is if you have multiple accounts, so you've got savings, you've got credit cards, you've got whatever, you can see the total balance of all your accounts in one place. So that's it for the banking. I hope that's been useful for anyone thinking about setting up a banking app. If there's anything you want to know, we're doing it all, we're setting things up, so put a comment in the below and I'm happy to do requests on anything else. But make sure to subscribe, follow me on Instagram at itsmeglynny, and I will see you for the next journey of living the life in Amsterdam.